What's going on? This is Diablogod bringing you my third audio commentary for the site. Would you please get this replay loaded up and paused at the usual 15-second mark from either WEIGE Remind's point of view or Soju's. This is going to be a 2v2 audio on Twisted Meadows, and I'm going to be going over how to deal with the tier 1 mass strategy that we see pretty often in on the ladder for 2v2. I know a lot of people on the site have been wanting some 2v2 audios, and now that Cecil has been somehow gone AFK or missing, we've been having a lack of them, so I decided to make one. It's going to be my first 2v2 audio, so don't flame me too bad. Okay, let's get down to business. This audio commentary is copyrighted by WCReplays.com 2006. Do not go stealing it, because it's not cool, and someone will beat the life out of you. But yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed the intro music. Hope everybody's loaded up and paused at the 15-second mark on either Remind's or Soju's point of view. This is going to be a Night Elf versus Orc versus a Night Elf versus Orc, which is pretty much the new hip 2v2 kind of thing that's been going on in the recent months. Remind and Soju are going to be taking on Lucifer and Moon, and I'll tell you guys right off the start, Lucy and Moon are going to be doing a tier 1 massing strategy, and Soju and Remind are going to be the ones to tech and get their second heroes and their cool tier 2 units. So yeah, I hope everybody's loaded up. Pause 15 seconds from either Remind's or Soju's point of view. Fog of War on or off. Let's get the replay unpaused in 3, 2, 1, unpause. So the WE team gets the north position spawns, and MYM gets the south position spawns. If you guys have the Fog of War off, which I usually like to watch replays with the Fog of War off, you can see that MYM Moon is pretty much doing the standard Night Elf build, with Lucifer kind of looking like he could go a Tavern build, but in reality he's just going to be massing Headhunters. And Soju, on the other hand, at the top left of Twisted Meadows, is not going to be building hunts. Surprisingly, he's going to be building archers. And usually I really have trouble with archers versus huntresses in the early goings of a 2v2 game. I guess it's just because my micro isn't all that great. But anyway, let me direct your attention down to Moon's base at the bottom left. We see Soju's Wisp basically scouting out the MYM team now. Scouting, especially in 2v2, I'd say it's probably more important in 2v2 than it is in 1v1, because you have two people to worry about. You want to know what both players are going to be doing, and you don't want to have to mess around with like not knowing what's going on. But anyway, pretty much the early game action is going to be taking place around Moon's base, so I'd like you to pretty much keep your attention focused around there. So yeah, that pretty much means I should have told you guys to take the Fog of War off, so if you guys have it on, just take it off now. But anyway, we got Soju. He's going the friggin' whatchamacallit, Demon Hunter. Oh, my bad, guys. I'm kinda coming off a long drinking binge, so if I sound a little off, that is the reason. And we see Moon. He's building an Ancient of War near his Goblin Merchant, and most likely he did this because he wanted to fast creep it with hunts and his Priestess of the Moon, but that's going to get scouted out and ultimately taken down. If you take a look at Soju's Demon Hunter, we see that he's going to take out the third Moonwell that Moon was trying to build. It's pretty important when you're facing a Night Elf Hunt user. The most critical target, I would say, in the early goings is taking down the Moonwells that are building as soon as you can, because you can delay hunt production and whatnot by taking that down. Now take a look over at Moon's Ancient of War near the Goblin Merchant. he sends a bunch of wisps over there to repair it, but ultimately this Ancient of War was going down and he ends up losing like 3 to 4 wisps. And that's a hell of a lot of gold and a lot of lumber lost to just try and save Ancient War that was ultimately doomed. One of the things in Warcraft you have to watch out for is pretty much gouging like either opponent's armies or seeing if your buildings are going to go down and whatnot. And I'd also like you to take note of the Ancient of War that Soju built in MYM Moon's base. Now, this is pretty much a distraction and an annoyance, but it has to be dealt with, because if it doesn't, he's going to root it in front of this Moonwell right here, and it will get taken down eventually if MYM doesn't take care of it. Now, this is pretty much going to give WE a significant advantage after this early game harassment is done, because while MYM is going to be having to take down this Ancient of War, the WE team is going to be able to get like an early game advantage, because they're going to be able to creep a bit faster than MYM. Now let's take a look at the WE team's techs. Soju is about 3/4 of the way to tier 2, and Remind is almost there. He's like, I don't know what that breaks down to in fractions, but he's almost there. So WE is already creeping while MYM is still dealing with this Ancient of War. Now to the left of Moon's base, he's got an Ancient of War uprooted and already going down to the Goblin Laboratory to creep that. That's pretty cool. If you creep out the Goblin Laboratories in this map, I'd always recommend putting a wisp near the Goblin Laboratory so you can pick up any type of Goblin Laboratory thing you want, like a Goblin Shredder or something, or a quick reveal of the map. Now also notice WE's creeping pattern up here near their mercenary camp. The Blade Master isn't even near the creeping that's going on, although his grunts are taking part in the creeping. But what he's trying to do really is scout out where the MYM team is and possibly steal some creep kills, if at all possible. But Soju has gone the Pandaren Brewmaster second, and that's a really powerful hero, especially in the 2v2 when dealing with tier 1 units. He just really does tear up low HP units with his Breath of Fire and Drunken Haze if you decide to go it. He's just a really good hero. But anyway, the Blade Master is still like wandering around, staying away from the experience, because a level 3 Blade Master is not nearly as good as either a level 3 Demon Hunter or a level 3 Pandaren Brewmaster. He really can't compete with level 2 Mana Burn or level 2 Breath of Fire. It's just really he doesn't compete. But the Torrent Chieftain, on the other hand, he's worth getting to level 3, probably even faster than the Blade Master is. Take a look at the at Remind's Blade Master. He's gonna have to be forced to TP right here. He tries to wind walk and kill something, wasn't close to dying. I don't know why he did that. I'm not Remind, I don't know. But anyway, I neglected to mention this. But if you take a look at Remind's base, kind of the south of that, near that tree line right there, Lucifer is building towers. And if you turn this Fog of War on real quick, Remind can't see them towers, and that's a pretty good place to get tower push right there. I've been tower pushed in 1v1 probably I'd say at least 5 times right there, not being able to see it during the nighttime, and it's really a pain. But anyway, them towers right there are pretty much going to serve as the staging ground of MYM's tier 1 push, and it's not cool. So at this point, WE team knows that the push is coming. They didn't scout out the towers, which is kind of bummer for them. You really want to be watching out getting towered by the tier 1 masters, because it's going to create a very good advantage for them, and it's just not going to be good for you. So anyway, this is going to be a pretty big battle coming up here, probably the deciding battle, and Remind is taking his peons out for this battle just to serve as a type of meat shield